I love a glass of cold water, and if I lived in Bible times, I probably would have never gotten it because there was no posh bottles of Fiji water or water fountains. People lifted lukewarm water from a deep well in a bucket. And Jesus went to a well one day to grab a drink, and he ended up talking to a lady about worship. He said to her, "God is spirit, and those who worship must worship in spirit and truth." God is spirit. God has a face, but it's not made of skin. God has emotions, but they aren't nerve endings firing in a literal brain. The crazy thing is, the lady at the well said, when Christ comes, he'll tell us all things, and Jesus said, I am that guy. I'm that in the flesh. So in one story, we see the mystery of God as a spirit and the mystery of God as a person, Jesus. Our trichotomy is heart, mind, strength. Like our heart, our head, and our hands, maybe is an easier way to say it. Truth mostly lives in our heads, action mostly lives in our hands, and the spiritual things mostly live in our hearts. Don't get me wrong, like spiritual things result in changes in head and hands, but it isn't where they live. Spiritual things live in our heart. The interesting thing about the text is that God asks us to worship him with spirit because he is spirit. He isn't something solely to be understood, like facts for our head. He isn't something solely to be acted on, like jobs for our hands. He's something primarily spiritual to be worshipped primarily with our spirit. God is saying, don't just know things about me, head. God is saying, don't just do things as a response to me, hands. God is saying, feel and believe things about me, heart. Do you worship with just your head and your hands? Because God wants to be worshipped with your heart. Because that's where your spirit is. And God is spirit. And that is an awesome thing about God. Do you believe it?